Hello there, it's Geoff Barton. It's Friday the 15th of September. Here's your end of week video briefing, or as one of you called it, your G&T video, or I think that's what you called it. It could have been GIT video. Anyway, you take your pick. You will decide. Three things. RAC, of course, this issue that is dominating the lives of some of our members very considerably, both in England and, as I was talking to Ethna Hughes, our director of ASCL General this morning, in Wales as well. She went and visited a school yesterday, eye-watering what they're having to do because of the number of classrooms out of action, remote learning and all of that. So that's affecting a number of our members, and we were passing on some of your insights this morning, some of the things going well, some of the frustrations about that with officials at the Department for Education, which we've been doing every day. And John Edwards, who is the Director General for the Regions Group at the Department, has just asked me on behalf of the Department to pass on their thanks, because essentially what you are doing, as you always do, is rolling your sleeves up and getting on with things which are frankly not of your making, but you're trying to sort things out in order that young people can have as normal an experience as possible. But all kinds of logistical questions for some of you, not all of you there. Just keep us informed about that, and any support we can give you, obviously we're going to do that. That's our first thing. Secondly, ASCL has always and proudly campaigned for those people who haven't necessarily got voices for themselves. You'll remember the forgotten third we talk about. In particular, what we're doing this week is to share a report which has been written by education organisations, but it's also been written by employers. And basically it has a look at the consequences of this bit of policy from the Department for Education, which, in order to try and give more status and more traction to their T-levels, does it by taking away the funding of well-tried and tested qualifications like BTECs. We think this is disastrous. And what we say in the report is this is going to disempower about 155,000 young people of sixth form age. That's about 13% of the sixth form population. We think it's really misguided bit of policy. That's not to say we don't support T-levels. We do a lot of work. Kevin McGill-Martin, you'll notice, a lot of work in the training for people who are teaching T-levels. But we think that T-levels suit a different clientele. They've got different entry requirements. They're very different from what these BTECs do. And if you want to become a paramedic, for example, then the public services BTEC is a very strong route to that. Well, that's going to be defunded and will disappear. And you can see down the pipeline, those people who we want in public service as paramedics or in the police force or whatever it might be, we're simply not going to have that there. Very, very misguided. We write about that. We publish the report. You'll see it in the email version today. We continue to campaign on behalf of those children, those young people who deserve a stepping stone into a career that gives them a fulfilment. And my final point is to say something about John Camp. I mentioned him last week. He's your new president. He comes from a different background. He has run primary schools and special schools. And one of the things we're particularly pleased today is that you will see new video which profiles John in his school, gives you a chance to see young people who very often can be on the margins in some ways. It's a brilliant piece of filming, but it's a real tribute to the work he does, but how for us centre stage in the work we're doing will be the kind of young people who too often are forgotten about. There we are. As always, what we try and do is to serve you up a Friday funny or a quotation. This one, I don't know, it's one you're going to want to use in assemblies necessarily, but it made me laugh. It's from that 1970s comedian Norman Wisdom. He says, as you get older, three things happen. The first is your memory goes, and I can't remember the other two. Know the feeling. So whether this is your G&T or old GIT video, hoping you get some time off over the weekend. If you just want to tell us how the term has started in your institution, whether it's a college, a PRU, a primary school, a secondary school, whatever, tell us at ascl.org.uk. As ever, if you need professional advice and support, we're here for you, including over the weekend. That's it. Have yourself a good weekend. We'll see you next Tuesday.